Hello and welcome to City Insights. I'm Beth Batson. We've been sitting down with key members of our city management team to talk about what's happening in the electric city. We're honored to have as our guest today Jim Stewart, Chief of Police for the City of Anderson. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you for having me today, Beth.
You have spent your entire career in law enforcement. Talk to us a little bit about your background.
Well, surprisingly enough, law enforcement wasn't my first career chosen path. When I went to college, journalism was actually my chosen path, and somewhere along my junior year in college, I switched to political science, and my minor was criminal justice, and I went to Washington, D.C. and served an internship for Strom Thurmond, and I had planned on headed back to Washington. The economy kind of stalled out a little bit, and I was fortunate enough in applying for jobs. Always had a great respect for law enforcement growing up, and I was able to be hired by the Anderson Police Department. It's been a journey here at the PD. Done a little bit of everything. I've worked with the community policing. I've had a K-9 for 3.5 years, managed patrol, been a detective, and most recently, the last 4 years, I was captain.
You are an Anderson native, so you must be especially proud to be able to make a difference in your hometown. What led you to public service?
I think it's just a willingness to help others. Law enforcement is a very frustrating job. Sometimes we go home at the end of the day wondering if we really made any difference, but the one time you save a life or put a bad person away, or when you're able to help someone basically that's not able to help themselves, it makes all the difference in the world. I say it's very frustrating at times, but for me, what turns that around, if you take the time to talk to a small child, usually that brings a smile back to my face.
We appreciate that and admire and respect you for that. You're in your first year as chief.
Yes, ma'am.
What has surprised you?
The biggest concern that I've had this first year is budgetary concerns. I've learned what a huge task that is of managing the budget and getting the officers what they need to do their jobs out on the street. I mean, this is not something new, but it's my turn at the wheel to face that. And as I kind of tell people this, when I come to work every day, I feel like there's some ghosts watching me. Because if you've been in our police department, you'll see the police chief's pictures are down the walls. I kind of feel like those guys are watching me a little bit. But again, the main priority is to stay within budget, as I like to do for the city manager. But my also main priority is finding the right tools for the officers so they can go out and do their job, and juggling that in between.
Talk to us about the organization of our police department, your various divisions and how many patrol officers we have on the streets, etc.
Sure. Currently we have 97 sworn police officers. We're in discussion right now with the school district to bring in 2 more school resource officers for the elementary schools. That'll bring us up to 99 officers. We also have an additional 28 sworn Class 2 officers in detention that manage our detention center, and we have 7 administrative positions. Of all those individuals, that falls across 5 divisions, with the largest of that being the patrol division, which handles our uniform officers. Those folks are also the ones you see at our community meetings, the K-9 officers. They work in the City Hall, security, reserve officers, crossing guards. That's our largest division. Our other main divisions are detention, which the city houses approximately 135 is our capacity on inmates, and that has swelled to 157 at times here in the city of Anderson. Our other divisions, investigations, they follow through on all the crimes that are assigned that we're not able to handle as patrol officers, as also our computer lab, our forensic division. Our administration division handles all the grants. They are basically the watchers of the budget and help me out, keep me out of trouble. They also handle purchasing, internal affairs. And I don't believe I'm leaving anybody out. Our special operations, that's the last. They handle narcotics, vice, recruitment, training, certification, which we have to maintain.
It's a big operation.
Yeah.
Recently, our city council passed an ordinance regarding tethering of animals within the city limits. Could you explain the key points of that law for us?
Sure. I'd be glad to go through. There's about 5 key points. We're currently in a grace period right now, but we will start enforcing this approximately August 10th. The first one is a dog cannot be tethered outside for more than 2 hours. The tether cannot be made of chain. You must supply fresh water and food to your animal and provide proper shelter. And when the dog is tethered outside, you must be in visual sight of the animal.
Thank you for that clarification, and I know we can look for updates on the PD website about when that begins enforcement. What are you most proud of about the City Police Department, and what are you excited about going forward?
Well, last August I was named interim chief, but it was just this past March that we went through the process, and I became the actual police chief for the city. We've started some new programs. First time ever we started true crime analysis with the city. We started that with the books in June. And tell you a little bit about that. It's to attack the emerging crime patterns that are happening that are unique to each geographic area. The city was divided into zones by land boundaries. We moved that to the councilman or council's districts by wards. And that way it's separated by population. It's a little bit easier for our officers to handle an area. And people may think that officers just aimlessly are roaming the city, but they're not. They're responsible for a very certain section of patrolling and keeping that area. And they answer the calls in that area daily. Doing that, our crime analyst, who is Kelly with the city, she's able to identify the crimes that are occurring, where these crimes are being committed, and it provides this information to the officers at roll call the very next day. It's a critical element for us to track offenses and reduce the amount of crime. Anything
else you'd like to share with us today?
Well, there are currently 11 community groups here in the city of Anderson. At times I will attend those, but we do have an officer at every community meeting. And I would urge the citizens to become involved in a community group in their neighborhood. There is one for every area of the city. It is on our website. It will tell the date and times. If that's not available, you may contact us and we can update you as to when the next meeting will be. Some meetings are monthly, some are quarterly, so they meet every 3 months. Just a couple of things. I would urge people to visit our website, andersonpd.com, and it will update current activities, and I would also urge them to join our Facebook page. On our Facebook page, we put the daily crime mapping out to the public, so anyone in the public can see what happened the day before, and we're also putting the daily arrest out, and it will list the charges and what the person was charged with.
If citizens have questions or suggestions for you, Chief, how can they reach out to you?
You can call down to the city. My number is listed, and you can schedule a meeting with me to meet one-on-one. Also, you can contact me by email or what I just mentioned, Facebook. Feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. That seems to be the tool that everybody's using now. I'll be glad to answer or meet with somebody.
Great. Thank you so much, Chief, and thank you for your service to our city and for what you and your entire department do to make us feel safe every day.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us here on City Insights. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to contact us at currentbuzz@cityofandersonsc.com. Thanks, and have a great day in the Electric City.